Excited to be here today. Welcome to the Big Deal. I want to make sure you guys all see me. Do you all see me before I go? Yay. Okay, great. Well, we're super excited to be here today. Super excited to show you everything we have. I'm calling you from Tel Aviv. I can see that there's so many people from all over the world, and let's get this going. So before we kind of start and tell you about what we have today and where we're going, I really wanted to dive and take a look back at what we've achieved and how we've become a really great trusted partner to all of our customers today. What's really great about this, over the last 3 years, we've added 15,000 customers, which is amazing. We have $500 million in the bank, and we've paid out over 5 billion workers worldwide. And since then, we've actually become a beta positive. And what's really great about that is that now we're really sustainably growing so that we can support so many companies to grow. We've been able to support so many companies from across industries, from small startups all the way to companies like Nike, Shopify, or even Subway. So before we announce you everything that we've built and everything that we're super excited to launch today, let me take you down memory lane first. Shwo couldn't join us today, but this is a picture that me and her took together in 2019 as we launched Deel at Y Combinator for the very first time. And at the time, we really saw a world of opportunities where anyone should be able to work for any companies, regardless of where they're from, and no matter the location that they're in. And that's why we started Deel, the first global tool for any companies to hire anyone, anywhere. I see that a couple of people saying they have no son, but I think you all have son, so I'm going to keep going. Deel really was the way for companies to, from the US, hire someone in Japan or in France or really anywhere in a couple minutes. And that has been really great to see. Oh, okay, now you can hear me? Maybe, not sure. Livestorm is a great product, but it's complicated. Okay, you can hear me, but can you see the screen as well? Yes. Amazing. Let's roll. Okay, so going back a little bit, 2019, Shwo and I started to build this company that we're so proud of, that truly helps today hundreds of thousands of people to work for the best companies in the world. And when we started the company, there really wasn't a solution. You know, I'm from Paris, she's from China. When we wanted to work for the best companies, they didn't have the right solution to do so. And how can you blame them, right? Like, how can you know how an independent contractor in France or in Japan should be set up as a US company? Right? And that's what we were meant to solve. But we couldn't stop it there. As we helped our customers, they kind of came and told us, well, contractors are a great way, but you know, those people can be employees. And as employees, we want to pay them as employees, give them benefits, pay them social security, and all of the things that they really need here. That's why we rolled out our official EOR and employer of record model. In 2021, we launched our EOR model where we started employing people for the first time in the UK. And we grew so fast. In a span of a year and a half, we opened 100+ entities in 100 different countries. And we wanted to bring the best-in-class experience. So everything was done in-house. All those entities everywhere. Legal in-house, payroll managers in-house, HR people in-house. Really have everything in one place so that people could truly have the best experience. And that's what we always want to offer. Doubling down on experience for us was so important. So if you look a bit at the numbers of that part, if you look a little bit at the numbers, we really wanted for you to be able to get the right experience as you go. So if you go and talk to our support today, you'll get an answer in 1.25 minutes. If you go and talk to a customer success, you'll always have a person that's here to help you. And you have hundreds, 300+ now actually, global guys that are here if you have any problems anywhere. And during those very hard times, you know, we helped a lot of companies with layoffs as well and terminations. But to some extent, we're quite proud of that. We help companies terminate over 6,700 people in 70 different countries, making sure that they do it the right way, they pay the right severance, and they're compliant when they're actually doing so. So doubling down on experience is something we're so proud of in this model. And we're really going to double down even further this year and improve those numbers. But like everything, you know, we started and we wanted to do more. And we wanted to simplify every single aspect of building a global team. So we did more. We launched our first global hiring tools. They're completely free to use, where you can navigate employer costs, taxes, benefits, understand salaries globally. And every time a new company signs up for Deel and works with us, you get better and better data, which is amazing. We continue with onboarding. You want to hire somebody in another country. How do you run a background checks? Well, you can do that inside a deal. You can send them equipment globally. You can book them a co-working space. We even started doing equity globally, where you can really issue them and really level the playing field when it comes to giving equity to people around the world. And visa support. As a proud immigrant, the first time I got my US visa, I was so excited. So bringing that through that Legal Pay acquisition, which is the company that really got me my first visa when I started, bringing visa support in over 26 countries today inside of Deel. So you can employ people and give them the visas and give them the chance to work in the countries they're in or they want to move into. Cool. Lastly, we've built 20 plus integration. That is the most integration you will see in the market, right? And we built our own API. We're seeing so many amazing company builds on top of that. And if you want to build on top of Deel, just come talk to us. We're excited to work with you. So think about it. Hundreds of entities running payroll everywhere. We learned a lot and we realized, well, if we have tens of thousands of employees that we actually do payroll, employees we do payroll for, we could also do it for other companies. And that really would go full cycle, right? Helping companies to go from contractors to an employer of record model, all the way to running their own entities on Deel. And that's what we set out to do. And today we're helping some of the best companies in the world, such as Klarna, do all of this inside of Deel. So if you think about Deel and where we evolved over the last few years, right? It's been 4 years, but I feel like I aged 20. We started with hiring and paying people, contractor model and employee model, localizing contract, making sure that you stay compliant. And we evolved today into so much more. Today, we're the all-in-one platform that you really need to use as a global team. You can hire and pay your employee, manage your HR, and stay compliant. But as always with us, it's not enough. We want to simplify this further. So today, I'm super excited to announce that we're going to try our best and we're going to disrupt the entire HR market. We listened to our customers. I think we had hundreds and hundreds of chats with our customers. We wanted to understand, okay, what do they need? Like, what is the thing that will make a difference for you? And the thing that really came through is that most companies today use 16 different tools to manage their team, right? Their HR stack has 16 different tools on average, which is crazy, right? Well, it was crazy until I realized we did the same. We had so many different tools, but there's no reason, right? Like, we want to simplify all of this for you. We want to bring everything in one system so you can truly scale compliantly and confidently. And this is why we're super excited to announce Deel HR. Deel HR is the first true global HRS for your entire workforce. At Deel, we've done global since we started. We understand it. We're a global team, 2,000 people in 100 plus countries. We've worked so hard to help you be compliant. What if we could take that to the next level? What if we could bring everything in one place? And that's what we're trying to do. So of course, you're going to have everything you expect. We're building a lot of that at the moment as well, but you're going to have all of this: onboarding, people management, reporting, integration, engagement plugins, security, and payments. We're actually even taking a step further when it comes down to payments. We're building our own US payroll engine, and it's the first of many. And that is a really tough step that we're excited to do in all states. But that's not what really makes Deel special. Deel is about really understanding global workers and building really global teams. And why we're very excited, it's really bringing together all of the knowledge that we've built, the guides, the legal part, everything in one place, understanding taxes, terminations in country, minimum wages, holidays, benefits, leave. I'm from France, such an amazing country where all of those things are complicated, and building this into a product, productizing it so that you, as a leader, as an HR leader, as a CEO of a company, regardless, can really start going global from tomorrow across all the different models, bridging that with what we built at Deel, which is helping you pay any type of worker, contractors, employees under the EOR model, direct employees, your own entities. All of this together is something we've never seen and something that we always dreamed to have for ourselves. So we're super excited for all of you to start using it. All right, this is just the beginning. The idea behind Deel HR is for you to have everything and everyone in one place. Hopefully, you're going to be able to save a lot on your stack. You're going to be able to reduce onboarding time by minutes. You're going to be able to really understand deeply your global costs and your headcount. and give all of your employees one experience, all of your teammates one experience, regardless of where they are, which is what Deel is all about. So go ahead. If you really want to start today, you can book a call at deel.com/HR, or you can just go onto your Deel dashboard so that you can literally activate it in minutes. And the fun part of all of this, Deel HR is actually going to be free. So if you were to today use an HR solution with more or just under 200 employees, you'd be paying over $20,000. We want to give you that for free, and we're super excited about this release. Now, I'm very excited to invite on the stage our head of people, Casey. Deel is a company of 2,000 people across 100 countries. We built Deel for Deel, that we're our first customers, and every day we're making this product for you and for ourselves. Casey, take it away.
Thanks, Alex. I'm excited to be here. I'm joining from the United States. I'm calling in from a very snowy Utah this morning. So exciting to see so many people from everywhere across the world on the call. So Alex, if you could stop sharing, and then I think it will let me share my PDF. Oh, I'm sharing Alex's. That's why it was my fault. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm Casey, and I lead the internal people team here at Deel. Very excited to be here. I've spent about the last 20 years of my career across all facets of HR and HR administration, both in-house and as a consultant for about 12 years of that time. And most recently in the past 10 years have been scaling startups to a liquidity event through acquisition or IPO. So I've had the opportunity to work with a myriad of tools on the market, from really robust HCMs, human capital management tools, to HRIS, your HR information system, which is what we're launching today, as well as a lot of other ancillary tools, from onboarding to performance to compensation. So I feel very well versed in the stack that's available out there and what it takes for all of you on the call, independent if you're 5 people in your organization or 5,000 or 50,000, and what it takes to understand what your culture needs, what your workplace needs, what experience that you're trying to bring, not just for your HR team, but for your managers and for your users across the organization, and how you hack that stack to bring it together to make it work for you. So I would say that since joining Deel, it's certainly one of the most complex environments that I've worked in regards to the worker statuses that we offer, just like our customers are using, and the number of countries that we operate in. And we went from 50 to 550 people in 2021, and 550 people internally to just over 2,000 through organic growth as well as acquisitions, some that Alex referenced. So we've been Deel using Deel, right? We have been using our own product along with other products and tools and suites that are out there available to make our stack work for the experience that we wanted to bring forth for our workforce. But the complexity in that, as many of you may recognize, as you're just starting to move outside of a single country to a second country, or if you're going from 2 countries to 50 countries or over 90 countries like ourselves, you can understand that this is one of the most complex environments because there hasn't been a consolidation and a real trend to consolidating in an intelligent way where the product helps you, enables you, supports you to give you the confidence to be able to manage your global workforce compliantly, as Alex mentioned. So if we think about the state of the HR stack today, we know that there are tons of solutions out there. There are tons of really great solutions out there that are tackling from different angles and different perspectives. At Deel, we've been learning internally for ourselves as we've been building externally for all of our customers and the broader community of people that are thinking about the future of work. We know the trend to consolidation of the tech stack is here. We know that the tech stack, though, is lagging this shift to remote work and more global distribution. And just the fact that the market pressures are putting on various companies to say, my team needs to be more flexible. They want to be more nomadic. They're moving around. I need to understand how to meet them where they are, but also understanding as a company, What is my hiring strategy? What has the market dealt me? I want to be able to access the best talent no matter where they sit in the world, and they want to be able to access me perhaps. So what is the technology stack that I can put together at not too expensive of a cost, so I'm not shocking my CEO and CFO or my board when putting that together? And that's what we've been working on here at Deel, is what is the modern global HR tech stack? What does that platform look like that can consolidate, but bring the intelligence, again, to give me the comfort that I know when I'm onboarding any person, independent if it's a contractor, an EOR, which is an employer of record, or a direct employee of my own, sitting in my own entity, that I have a way to see that workforce all in one place as a single source of truth, as well as onboard them, offboard them, pay them, and manage the full team member life cycle of that person while they're with my company. So our vision in 2023 is to be the HR platform for anyone, anywhere. That's been our mission all along, is to be able to connect that talent marketplace with companies independent of where they sit around the world. And as we think about that consolidation of the stack, like Alex was talking about, we want to bring forth more than just the modules that we've offered and we've used ourselves today across contractor and EOR and our global payroll to now include US, but also to bring direct employees that may or may not be paid upon the Deel platform, so that you have that holistic view of your global data and can work with that data for reporting and analytics, or to bring the services that you want and the experience that you want from a user standpoint. Because we know the HR administration elements are key. And those of us here on this call are probably very keen to understand what it delivers from that front. But also, as you think about what the user is experiencing and the managers in your organization are experiencing as well, and how do we support them in their day-to-day, whether it's making a request for paid time away from work and making sure that a manager understands how to be compliant and what to approve in a certain country, or whether it's a manager connecting with a team member and wanting to record one-on-one so that they can both see, or understanding the engagement and connectivity of a globally distributed workforce. One of the things I probably get asked the most in doing podcasts or talking to our customers or doing other interviews is, how do you maintain, specifically for those of us that are working in a fully distributed environment without any real estate, but even when there is real estate involved and people sit in different countries or different parts of the world, how do you maintain those connections? So it's been really key since about March of last year for us to begin testing Engage. And yes, we're launching Deel HRIS as that globally consolidated HRIS to see and manage your global workforce. But Engage is also a part of the platform. And that's the connectivity of your user experience and being able to serve up visibility for people across your organization for when people are out, to being able to say, how are people feeling and how can I better connect people across my workforce? Really powerful statistics that we've seen over the last year as we've been learning and testing with ourselves. We had 83% of our workforce connected via the Connection Slack plugin, whether that means enlisting in an interest group or us running algorithms in the back to connect workers that might not otherwise connect in their day-to-day because they're not in a direct or a cross-functional team. We've also leveraged it heavily. We were onboarding an average of 100 people per month last year as net new hires into Deel. And as we looked at that, we said, how can we make sure that we're really leveraging our internal workforce who understands what it's like to work in this environment, who are very keen to solve tough problems for customers, and let's get them engaged for referrals. And we had over 6,000 come in through that referral channel through the Slack plugin. And then 90% of our people submitted time away, again, giving visibility to managers, but across the company in Slack and G Suite through PTO. And then 92% of our workers participated in our very first engagement survey through the Engagement Pulse. So we've been very keen to take these learnings, send them back to our product team, send them back to our operations team, specifically as we ourselves have been migrating to Deel HRIS from a multitude of tools that we were on, from acquisitions, so tools that we inherited through our acquisitions, to tools that we had put together and hacked in our tech stack today with the lack of having a global view. And we're bringing that all together inside of Deel in our own platform. So we're very excited to pass it over to Pearce and have him join the stage. Pearce is our head of product. and he's going to walk through some demonstrations, but we've partnered with product as well as operations and support. So as you hopefully take that leap with us to learn more about how to consolidate your workforce and manage every worker, direct employee to contractor to EOR in one place, we have dedicated onboarding managers, videos, loads of training materials as we've learned about what it's like to think about this for ourselves in one of the most complex environments. So thank you so much. We hope to hear more from you as you begin to check us out, hear more about us, begin leveraging the tools, and would love hearing your feedback. So now I'll have Pearce join us on the stage, and I will unshare so Pearce can take us through some demonstrations.
Thank you, Casey. Hello, everyone. I'm Pearce. I'm the head of product at Deel, and today I'm going to show you around our free new HR platform where you can manage your entire global workforce all in one place. Everything starts with the Deel dashboard, where you can compliantly onboard, manage, and pay any worker and track all the information and payments in just one platform. The People page is where you can view your full directory and manage all your global workers' information in a single source of truth, from contractors, EOR, employees, and people hired through your own entities. You can see my contractors, EOR employees, and directed workers hired through all around the world, paid all in their local currencies. Deel is the first ever HR product with built-in global coverage for any worker anywhere, which gives you one central source of information for your entire workforce team. Viewing a profile from the People page, you can see the worker's details that's relevant to you. Here I can see in Alma's profile, her contract information, perhaps documentations, including any specifically additionally requested documents and its status, time off request, expenses, equipment, and everything's available for me here. In just a few clicks, I can onboard any worker. Here, I can onboard a contractor.
Yes, appearing for fun. Just one little second in your beautiful demo. Some people say that you have some echo. You might need to.
I have echo. Let me. How's that going?
Let's see. Let's see what do people say. We're good. Let's go. You got this, my friend.
Thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. So let's continue. So, of course, I can hire contractors, both fixed rate, pay as you go. If I wanted to, for example, hire somebody for a new project, like creating a website, I can, of course, hire employees through Deel. I can choose to hire them even if I don't have an entity in over 100 countries. And starting today, I can also onboard anyone hired through your own entities, bringing everyone into one platform. Using Deel means that you can gain access to our deep compliance knowledge and stay compliant in hiring globally. Here, you'll be notified about local minimum wage, view market rate insights for each role, and the correct PTO requirements, and much, much more, all built in. And many growing companies struggle with the operational overhead of manually onboarding new hires in-house. From equipment and background checks, if you've ever shipped equipment globally, you would know that it takes hours, if not days, to find the right vendor, manage customs and shipping logistics all around the world. With Deel, you can add things such as laptops, headsets, background checks, WeWork passes, trigger compliance checks, equity options, automate G Suite access right from the onboarding screen. We'll handle all the heavy lifting and ensure that your new hire is set up with everything you need. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies, team. 1 second. Let's jump straight into, of course, on a demo, I'm going to have a hiccup. Let's jump straight into Engage. Finally, I was going to mention about analytics, how we've got really deep in analytics where you can see your full global team all in one place, including headcount, people cost, and understand the deep breakdowns, including country, team, worker type, and so much more. As Alex mentioned earlier, we've also now launched Deel Engage. So with Deel Engage, you can enable your team to manage processes right from where you work, like Slack. Org chart lets your team explore their organization right within their Messenger app, and connections help team meet like-minded people from within their business. But our most popular plugin is PTO, which helps teams stay on track who is in and out of the office. So let's see how this works. So here I'm in Slack, and you can see that I have the PTO app by Deel. I can the PTO plugin is designed to make it easy for anyone to request time off in seconds and gives managers full visibility of who is in and out. I can request time off and a request time off event today. And I can also see, as I'm a manager, who else is off recently. So I can see who else is off today and in the not so distant future. Once my request is approved, it updates my Slack status automatically. And of course, all of these changes are also reflected right in the Deel app. And that's PTO by Deel Engage. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you've all enjoyed my presentation. You can upgrade free to Deel HR straight from within the Deel dashboard today. And of course, you can learn more on deel.com/HR. Plus, it's free. So you can start saving compared to using any other HR platform today. Thank you, everyone. And back to you, team.
Hello. I think we're going to bring up everyone for Q&A. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm head of comms. And we have about
apparently Livestorm has a lot of echo. I swear, you know what? If the Pearce demo was not good enough, you book a demo with our sales team, it'll be even better.
It's a good sell. Okay, I think we have everyone. Okay, we have some good questions in the Livestorm and also submitted earlier. So I'm going to start with Alex. I'm going to jump around. What's in the roadmap for Deel HR?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you everyone for listening. Super happy to have you here and excited to show you what we've done. And you know, it's very much the first time that we release our Deel HR platform. It's becoming the back office and the back end of everything that you're going to be able to do on Deel. We have so much to do and to ship. You know, we want to do more insights on your team and on your employees. We want to release more plugins. We have our org chart product that's releasing as well. We've got tons of things in the works, and you know, I think that by the end of the year, you'll have one of the best, if not the best already product in the market by far, whether you're a small startup all the way to a really large company.
Great. One follow-up. What does building our own US payroll engine really mean? And will you bring it to other countries like the UK and other countries?
Yeah, of course. You know, building payroll engines is super complicated. I know some companies love to claim that they've got payroll engines everywhere, but the truth is they don't, right? There's amazing companies and unicorns that are built just building one specific country's payroll engine. We want to take it one step at a time, because if you own the whole payroll engine, you really own the end-to-end experience. We already have the know-how by having amazing payroll managers in-house. Building the engine is doing it a step further, right? Really bringing everything best in class. We're starting with the US because, you know, the US is a great market and a very complex one, but we're going to add a lot of them as we go over time. But this is really the work of the next 20, 30 years. You know, building payroll engines the right way, in a compliant way, and in a way to scale is not an easy task, but a task we're very excited to start. You're muted, Elizabeth.
Weird. I didn't even mute it. One for Casey. How do you think remote work will evolve over the next year?
I think it's similar to what I mentioned, that we're just seeing a continued trend with people wanting to have the flexibility. And if you're an employer or a company looking to hire people out in the market, then you're probably encountering this, that they're asking about the flexibility that you offer. We see trends in people in our own workforce, but across our customers, with just people being more nomadic, which brings mobility into the proposition. So thinking about our visa services or visa services of others that you operate with, so important to understand that. Make sure that you understand everything begins with worker status and the country that they're in. And once you have that and you think broadly from there, you'll be able to figure out your other workflows and to tackle your hiring strategy, as well as how you administer those people once they're on board.
Great. And then a follow-up, like what in your eyes is the biggest challenge to building a remote first or a global first culture?
I mean, I think it's the connectivity. You have to be more intentional than you would otherwise because people aren't all sitting in the same place. And so you've got to think about those other elements of your technology stack for internal communications. Again, we leverage Engage here through connections, connecting people that wouldn't otherwise connect. And it's interesting because as we've seen, the engagement of people and how they feel about working for your company skyrockets, right? When people feel connected to others that they work with that are outside of their direct or cross-functional team. So thinking really intentionally about how you can leverage technology, whatever it might be, to bring people together and make sure communication's key.
Great. Pearce, a burning question. Do you plan to launch a mobile app for iOS and Android?
Alex, we haven't announced this yet, but yes, of course. I think it's important to be right where the worker is, and that's in their pocket. So yeah, even on the move, we want people to be able to access Deel. We will be building an app this year.
Great. How hard and how long does it take for you to migrate from current existing systems to Deel HR, Pearce?
So with any of our Deel members, you can migrate today. If you go to any of our banners and click to upgrade to Deel HR, we will have a chat with you, understand your requirements, and we can migrate you instantly. You can have a Deel HR enabled. And of course, if there's any kind of migration needed, for example, if there's some details that you have elsewhere that you'd like to move into Deel, we can help you with that too.
Great. And another question was for Pearce. I'm a freelancer. How can I sign up for Deel?
Go straight to deel.com and click get started. There it asks if you are top of mind, if you're a contractor or an employee or an entity, and go ahead and click contractor, and you can sign straight up and start engaging with your clients.
Great. Okay, back to Alex. A few for you. I want a physical debit card. When are those coming?
It depends which country, but we already have the debit cards in many countries as we're rolling it out again. So if it's not available in your country, ping me and I'll make sure Dan, our CEO, makes it a priority.
Great. He's on Twitter. In your eyes, what's better about Deel versus competitors?
I mean, I'm obviously very biased, but it is way better. I think what's very exciting about this product is, we've been building global companies and we've been building our global knowledge base and hiring people that are experts in their market over the last 4 years, right? And we've helped so many companies scale globally, bringing that productization of all of the different aspects of hiring a worker in their country so that it is automated inside of your tool and not modules that you need to pay very expensive consultant to implement and that are not ready. It's something very unique. And then if you bridge that productization with, well, the fact that we as a company do contractors, EOR, global payroll, this is unheard of in the market. We're really coming into something that's very complicated and trying to bridge everything together for hopefully helping companies be a lot more proactive when it comes to global hiring and helping hundreds of millions of people get to work for the best companies.
Great. One from the comments is just, when are you building a PEO? Maybe you can step back and talk about PEO versus EOR.
Yeah. I mean, the difference between a PEO and an EOR is that a PEO is a US model, right? In the US, you can co-employ between states because the US is a very large country. When you want to hire in another country, it's a bit more complicated. So typically you use, there is some ways to do it, but it's very manual and more complicated. That's why the EOR, employer of record, where we have 100+ entities and we can employ on your behalf. We're the company that employs locally. That's where we kind of come in. The PEO model would be, a US model and a US-centric model. We're beginning by releasing, today we already can do US payroll for you. We're building our own engine there. The next step will, probably building our own PEO, but that will take a bit of time as, in the priority list, a US engine, and building the US payroll part is really the most critical one.
So you heard it here first. We are going to build our own PEO, but it might take some time. Casey, the question in the chat is, does Deel Engage have career paths, performance assessments, and a place for managers to keep track of performance?
Not yet, but Pearce is building it. It's such a need that we have, right, in the consolidation of the tech stack and bringing both performance and engagement. We have through Engage, we have Pulse. So we have performed our own engagement, but really being able to tie and bring together the overall performance of an individual or teams or even OKRs or goal setting is going to be key. So watch for that in 2023.
Awesome. Pearce, any plans to introduce an ATS or integrate with existing ones? Maybe you can talk about what ATS is.
So an ATS is an applicant tracking service, and we do integrate already with many ATSs, and we'll continue to integrate with them. And we do have it in plans to get much deeper in our integrations as well. We want to them to be highly functional, so then you can manage all of your leads in your ATS, and then it can fully appear in Deel when ready to sign.
Great. Back to Alex. You mentioned the visa process, but can you explain a little bit more on how we help with mobility and visa issues?
Yeah, for sure. Visas is such a critical part of hiring and having a global team, right? Like when I came to the US, I had to get my own visa for a company called LegalPad, which we actually acquired last year, and we're very excited to bring all of their services in-house. The visa process at Deel is simple. If you want to hire someone in a country where you might not have the entity and they're working under a visa, before you couldn't really do it, right? Like the employer of record model solved for local people. Getting a visa is just another step and a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of work. We're actually able now to do this for you, where we would actually get the visa on our behalf in that case, in order to employ the person for your, in the country that you're hiring into. And we're very excited about this, specifically as we bring Deel HR to market and the global payroll product to market, where we're thinking, and we'll probably start doing this year if anyone is interested, of actually helping you where you have your own entities get your visas for your own employees, because that's really part of the full stack and bringing everything in-house. So very excited about what we're doing there. In 26 countries is already amazing. We even did a partnership with the UAE government where we fast-tracked, right, getting all of the visa for people that wanted to move to the UAE, and that has worked so well. So looking forward working even more closely with more governments and supporting more countries.
And then you acquired Capbase. What are you doing in the equity space? Can you talk about that a bit more?
Sure. We're very excited to welcome Capbase to the Deel team. It's such an amazing product and it's so useful for early stage startups. The team at Capbase is amazing, and their knowledge on compliance, whether it's US compliance and setting up in the different states from a tax perspective, it was really something we wanted to bring into Deel as we're building our own payroll engines and all the things that go with that. Truthfully, on the equity side right now, our main goal is to really make providing equity for your teammates on the EOR model and potentially eventually on the global payroll model much, much better. So we really won't be looking to compete when it comes to managing cap tables. I think it's an amazing business with great companies, but that's not really our focus. Our focus is to bring something new to the market, and really goes very well along with what we're doing, which is global equity issuance.
Great. I'm seeing in the comments, what's the size of organizations Deel HR scales to? Can someone take that one?
I mean, it's not perfect for ourselves yet. We're working on it and we're fully migrating, and there's a lot of things that we're learning for our own migration. But we have a lot of companies like ourselves that have 2,000 plus people that are looking for a solution. So, as a founder, I want to say the size doesn't matter, but the truth today, would be really excited to welcome companies up to 500 plus people. And then as you're going through proper migration, as you're switching from an from HRS, our team wants to be there to make sure that you're doing everything in your transition and you're really set up for success. So if you are thinking about migrating, we already can do it because we're doing it for ourselves, but we want to be there for you as you do it.
Great. A few more questions and I think then we'll end. Over time, will you add more health insurance options? Maybe Alex.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Of course, health insurance across every single country, additional wellness products, additional products in general is something that we're always working on. We have an amazing team internally that's working on benefits, that's working on health insurance and all the different products that we need to have. We always welcome feedback. If there's a specific product you think is amazing and you think we should have, just DM me on Twitter or write me an email, just alex@deel.com. It's a key part of our offering, and the fun and hard part is we already do it in every country. So we want to make sure we do it even further.
Great. Pearce, one last question, and then we'll break. People are asking about hiring. What's the career path a product designer or a product person needs to be considered for a role? Work in big companies, background in tech?
So the way that we view design in Deel is that primarily design is problem solving. So if you're an amazing problem solver, then you can be successful as a designer in Deel. And we hire at all levels. So we have people who have entered as juniors or in mentorship, but we're also looking for senior and principal designers too.
Great. And check us out. We are hiring deel.com/careers. Okay, I lied. One more question for
Everywhere.
Alex.
We're hiring everywhere. That's the fun part. So regardless of where you are, apply.
Yeah. Okay, one last question. Alex, how does global HR help teams scale faster?
Well, there's tons of pieces to that, right? Whether it's giving great onboarding to your teammates, fastening the onboarding because all of this is baked into product, right? Being able to, as an HR team, run payroll much faster. I think there's so many pieces to that puzzle that we're trying to bring in, right? Like I would not like you to go into 16 different tools in order to make one thing happen and to onboard one person. So the idea behind that global HR system is to be able to streamline the full cycle for your team, but not just in one country, across every single country. And still have a lot of work to do to make it perfect, but we're working very hard to get there. And hopefully with the customer feedback and all of your help, we'll be able to build a really great product that you'll love for the next 100+ years.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for joining the Big Deel. The recording, we've gotten questions on the recording. It will be available after. So will the deck. So check that out. You can also go to deel.com, obviously, but also deel.com/HR for more information that was shared here today. And we just want to say thank you again. Thank you for dealing with some of the live storm issues. Thank you for taking time out of your day. We know you all are busy, but have a great rest of your week. And thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And if you want a demo that's working and with no echo, just book a demo on Deel. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.